Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you my 1 to 400 Vistara fleet collection. In this video I'll be showing you the 737-800, the A320neo, the A321neo and the 787-9 aircraft. Essentially this covers all the aircraft type that Vistara has in their fleet except the A320ceo. The Vistara A321 has had releases by 2 manufacturers and the 787-9 was released by 3 manufacturers, but in this video I'll be covering one aircraft of each type, starting with the 737-800 by NG models with the registration Victor Tango Tango Golf Golf. Next up is the Panda release of the Vistara A320neo with the registration Victor Tango Tango November Charlie. This was, I believe, a Prairie Diecast exclusive. At number 3, we have NG Models release of the A321neo with the registration Victor Tango Tango Victor Alpha. And lastly, here is the Vistara Boeing 787-9 Victor Tango Tango Sierra Delta by Phoenix Wings, which is my favorite pick out of the 3 releases of this aircraft. Now without further ado, let's begin with unboxing the model, starting with the 737-800. I got this model from a good friend of mine who runs a hobby store in India called Akrish Aviation, so if you'd like to get this model or any other NG releases, make sure to contact him. I'll leave the details in the description box below. Now let's pull out the model from the plastic cradle and have a closer look at the right side. Goes without saying, NG has done a phenomenal job with this model, starting with all the finer details like the antenna and the logo of the airline on the winglets. They all look absolutely amazing and the colors and the mold is just right, and I highly recommend this model. Next up we have the Vistara A320neo by Panda. Some say that this mold by Panda is the most accurate 1 to 400 diecast A320 mold out there, so let's find out. Apart from the A320neos, Vistara also has some A320ceos with the regular winglets and the sharklets. Here's a close-up look at the model. I absolutely love it. The aubergine color looks very accurate and all the details such as the antennas and the engine markings and the landing gear are very well detailed. One detail that has been missing on this aircraft is the presence of the emblem of Vistara on the sharklets that has not been printed on this model. I'll compare that to the A321 and the 737 in just a moment. Now let's look at the underbelly detailing of this aircraft. We have the Vistara logo and the titles along with A320neo printed underneath the aircraft near the main landing gear. The third model to be unboxed is of course the A321neo by NG Models. At present, Vistara has 3 A321neos in their fleet with 2 more on order to be delivered very soon. Based on my first impression, this mold looks absolutely spectacular as compared to the A321 by Aero Classics that I already have in my collection. So here's the model outside the box. Looks absolutely phenomenal. The detailing is excellent and you can also see the sharklet logo that I was talking about that is missing in the Panda model. As for the left side of the aircraft, the details are almost identical and NG Models has done a great job with this aircraft. Here's a look at the underside of the aircraft. We have the Vistara as well as the Airbus A321neo titles. I'm not sure if the Airbus A321 titles are in aubergine or in black. Let me know in the comments below. Now let's move on to the last and final unboxing of this video, the Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. Vistara is the only airline in India to operate the -9 variant of this aircraft. Now the reason why I picked the Phoenix one over the JC or the NG model variant is because this one is the most accurate in terms of markings as well as the registration of the aircraft. I will tell you details about it in just a moment. So here's the first look at the aircraft. The 787-9 looks absolutely gorgeous in the Vistara color scheme. At present, Vistara has just 2 787-9s in their fleet, Tango Sierra Delta, which is this model, as well as Tango Sierra Echo, which has been released by JC Wings. The third aircraft would be Tango Sierra Hotel, but unfortunately NG Models released that aircraft as Tango Sierra Foxtrot, which is an incorrect registration. Now as for the underside, I believe Phoenix has got this absolutely right by marking the Boeing 787-9 in black and not aubergine. And that brings us to the problem with the JC Wings release of Tango Sierra Echo. Unlike the aircraft model, the real aircraft does not have the Vistara or the Boeing 787-9 titles underneath the aircraft. hence making the Phoenix Vistara Boeing 787-9 the most accurate out of the 3 releases of this aircraft. Now let's look at some of my favorite shots of all of the aircraft together in one frame. Don't they look absolutely gorgeous? And as for the minute detail I was talking about, the emblem of the airline on the winglets, it's present on the 737-800, absent on the Panda A320-200, and is again present on the A321 by NG models. So I guess it's safe to say NG models have the highest attention to detail as compared to other 1 to 400 manufacturers, giving them some extra points by the collectors. Now only if some manufacturer decides to make the Vistara Retrojet livery on the A320, which would make my Vistara collection complete once and for all. And goes without saying, I hope some diecast manufacturer decides to make a 1 to 200 Vistara aircraft model, which the Indian collector community has been waiting for a long time for. That brings us to the conclusion of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this collection video. If you like more such collection videos, I have a video on Jet Airways and on Air India. Make sure to check it out and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in my next video.